Misdeeds, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hey everybody.
How's it going?
It's good. Excellent. Today I've been making clicky mushrooms.
Cute.
It's one of the click fidgets, but it's the cutest little mushroom in a log.
They're adorable. Yeah.
They're cute.
I love it.
Part of my fall/Halloween stuff that's going to be coming very soon.
And there's a few mushies, right? That's just the first one.
Yeah, there's actually 3. There'll be 3 different mushrooms, and they're all going to be click fidgets like this. And they're just so cute.
They're adorable.
And I'm printing right now also these owls that have a big wingspan, and they have individual feathers. Beautiful. And then they have a witch's hat to wear. Like they're like decor, like you can put out as a Halloween decoration, because they're quite big. And they are so cute. So I will have those in a few days. They're a 4-phase print, and every phase is like 10 or 12 hours long. Like it's a lot, but
they are no joke.
When you see them, you will know why. They are so cute.
Awesome.
I'm really getting into Halloween this year, guys. Really getting into it.
Well, we are fully decorated, but we've got all of our Halloween decor out over here, so that's the good news. But
that's awesome.
I still have the same glass all cut
for us.
I will, yeah. Actually, I have something so fun today. So I'm redoing our guest bathroom into ghosts. And so I already have the rug and the shower curtain that I purchased, but everything else is going to be made by me or us. So this little wall hanging, I finally put together this morning. We made it last week, but isn't she darling? I love her.
Yes.
So we made that on our
little ghost
laser
with a
cutter.
flower in her sheet.
Yeah, she's so precious. So anyway, that is something I'm working on, but I also have a bunch of other pieces to it in clay that are drying right now so that they can be fired, and have a plan for some glass for it. And yeah, just need to get on my horse and get it done, because this isn't, like Halloween for, or this isn't a bathroom just for Halloween. This is for all the time, of course. you know that we're weird that way. So anyway, yeah, fun stuff.
It's nice to be getting into fall things. I'm just ready. And it feels like fall here. I don't know where you all are, but we're getting down in the 40s at night. It's pretty crisp. And I am so ready, man.
Yesterday morning when I went
pumpkin
out,
spice coffee, you name it.
me too. I made a pumpkin spice latte for breakfast. When I went out to feed the crows yesterday morning, I could see my breath. And I was like, holy shit, we are getting cold. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, when we were camping this weekend, it got pretty chilly at night. And it was pretty chilly in the morning for the first few hours. And I was thinking, oh, yeah.
Hoodie weather. Yeah.
We're getting into hoodie weather. Yeah.
Yep. It was great. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All righty. Well, we got some interesting stuff today, I think. So
we really do. Like everything, I was like, ooh, this is really good.
So I'm going to kick it over to you for some serial killer news.
I will give it to you as soon as I can find the serial killer news video.
Oh.
Oh, no, there it is.
Has it been serial killed?
It has not been serial killed. I found it. So you may remember this guy right here. This is Terry Rasmussen. Terry Rasmussen was known as the Chameleon Killer. We've covered him before. We've talked about him in the past. He the reason he's known as the Chameleon Killer is because he went by so many aliases,
Mm-hmm.
and he was unfortunately quite successful in staying out of the clutches of the police for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, one of his victims, who has been a Jane Doe, a tiny little child, Jane Doe, has finally been identified. So this picture right here, as you can see, these are actually just they're computer generated images based on like they're like facial reconstructions.
Yeah.
And the blonde woman in the middle and the little child in red and the little child in the pigtails, that is 3 of his victims who have already been identified.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy who put women and children in barrels
Right. Yeah.
and left them out in the woods.
Yeah.
His murders were also known as the Bear Brook murders.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, these are old. This is like 1976.
Yeah.
So the little gal in the pink jacket with the brown hair, she has been known as the Jane Allenstown Doe 2000, because that's where she was found and when and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Well, we know who she is now.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Rhea Rasmussen.
Yeah.
She's Terry Rasmussen's daughter.
Yeah. He murdered his own kid.
He murdered his own child.
Yep.
So absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
He is one of the few serial killers that have been identified that actually murdered people that he knew, because he also killed his wife.
Yeah.
But his little child has been missing forever, and they never know who this child was until they used, guess what, genealogical DNA.
Yeah.
So he went to prison in 2002 when he was convicted of murdering his common law wife.
Wow.
And he died in prison in 2010.
Wow.
But as usual, there are investigators out there that never gave up on figuring out who this poor little girl
Sure.
is and identifying her to give her her name back.
Yeah.
And her name is Rhea Rasmussen.
Ugh.
It's
That's
just
horrifying.
so awful.
How many, do we know how many deaths are attributed to him? Just the 4?
They,
No, because he killed his common law wife. So we don't know.
he at least 5, but they are not by any means done as far as investigating the Chameleon Killer. They do think that he killed several others. There are some that they suspect that they are still working on. One of the investigators said that unfortunately Terry Rasmussen was very good at going undetected and of killing for a long, long time before he was identified. I mean, these deaths happened in the late 70s, early 80s, the ones that have been identified. And he didn't go to prison until 2002.
Yeah, so that's a huge span. Yikes.
It's a huge span. He went by all these different names. He moved around. Someone else who is missing is Pepper Reed, and that's Rhea's mother.
Mm-hmm.
She's been missing since the late 1970s. Never been found.
Oh, God.
They've always suspected that he probably killed her,
Mm-hmm.
and he most definitely did kill her daughter.
Yeah. I think
some
that's
of the names,
pretty fair summation.
It is, but boy, they'd sure like to know what happened to her so that they can lay her to rest too.
Yeah.
His names that he went by, Curtis Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Larry Vanner, and Bob Evans.
Oh, wow.
And all the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
So they are, investigators are still most definitely working on the Chameleon Killer and trying to connect other deaths to him. And they are still looking for Pepper Reed.
Wow.
But little Rhea got her name back.
Good.
Sad as hell.
Well,
but honestly,
talk about being set up to fail in life. Then go into fucking serial killer. That poor
And
little
it's
thing never stood a
weird,
chance. Not that she
right?
failed. I don't like the way I said that. Not that she failed, but life set her up
No,
for a disaster.
right.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure who they got the DNA from, Kara. The article I have does not say where they got the DNA from on her, but that's very possible that it was from
Hmm.
his daughter. It's kind of shocking that anybody survived him.
Right, it
But, you
really
know,
is.
late in the last few years, quite a few children of serial killers have come out into the world to talk about their stories and their families and their experiences.
Hmm.
And usually serial killers don't kill their own children and they don't kill their own wives.
Yeah,
But this guy did, man.
yeah.
Ugh,
He was just a killing machine. Yeah,
he was. Talk about a psychopath.
yeah, that's sad.
But I'm grateful for Pepper Reed's family that they at least have Rhea back. They
Yeah.
know what happened to her, you know.
Hmm.
Now if they could just find her mother.
Yeah.
It sucks when these guys get to die in prison without telling the truth about everything they've done.
Yeah.
Pisses me off, frankly.
Well, for sure. Yeah. Well, or they've lied and taken credit for a whole bunch of shit they didn't do, which
Right.
continues to confuse the pot and just make things harder for investigators. Both.
Yes. Yes, there's a lot of that happening too.
Yeah,
But I suspect that this is not the last time we will hear about a victim of the Chameleon Killer because
I'm sure you're
they
right.
are still working that case hard.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to kick the mic back to you for our main case.
Okay. Well, we got to talk about Burning Man.
Yeah, we do.
So, first, we have to talk about what Burning Man is because not all of you probably know. You may have heard the term before. Some of you outside of the States may be less familiar. So, let's talk about Burning Man as an event first. So, Burning Man is an annual event that is based on the 10 principles. I'll tell you what those are in a minute. It's centered around a temporary decommodified city in Nevada called Black Rock City. This is literally just a spot in the desert where people converge for 9 days and create a city that they then live in for that amount of time, creating art, spending time together, camping. It's a huge event. And the last few years, it's really struggled because of rain. They've had horrible storms that are just causing all kinds of mud and a deluge of water that's caused a lot of trouble. It's a bit of an issue just as of late because of all the rain issues and storm issues. But Burning Man's been happening, I believe, for 39 years, if I'm correct. It's something right in
Mm.
there. So it's considered to be a cultural movement. The culmination of it is the ceremonial burning of a large effigy called the Man. The Man is built throughout the week and then it's burned, thus Burning Man.
Hmm.
The temple is also burned, something else that's built during the week. And lots of other art installments are built during the week, and campers are encouraged to help with all kinds of things, as well as helping just with like civic duties, helping take care of the place, leaving no trace as you leave, that kind of stuff. It is considered to be a celebration of art and expression and a living experiment of free-form creativity. Let's talk about the 10 principles. The 10 principles that you are expected to live by when you're at Burning Man are radical inclusion, decommodification, gifting, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, communal effort, civic responsibility, leaving no trace, participation, and immediacy. People make big plans to go to Burning Man. They save a ton of money up so that they can go. People a lot of times are in costumes and things like that. There's a lot of different events that folks are hosting and putting together, and People meet each other from all over the world at Burning Man. And Burning Man's been going on for, like I said, something around 40 years. And it has somewhat of a reputation as just being a big drug fest, but they've tried really hard to get away from that and be more, focused on the art and the inclusion and the community of the event. A lot of people that go once go a whole bunch of times. But,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
if
follow a
you,
girl that goes every year. I follow her on TikTok. It's pretty
yeah,
interesting because you
and I
have
was
to bring literally everything with
literally
you.
everything. Yeah. Yep. Everything. Yeah. And I was going to say, TikTok is just roiling with, people that are posting about their experiences and stuff. So worth checking out. But Burning Man had an incident this year that is new to them. They had a homicide.
Yeah.
So, first off, just going back to a few days after Burning Man ended, this was posted by Sophie on Instagram. Missing person, this gentleman right here. And here's the post. Urgent missing person. Missing Vadim Kruglov, 37 years old, light brown hair, stubble. Last seen at the Burning Man Festival 4 days ago. He has not been in contact since. His tent and belongings were left at camp, but he never returned. Please share this information widely. If anyone has seen Vadim or has any information, please let us know. We are very concerned and hope he will be found soon. That was posted. Vadim was Russian, and so as it turned out, unfortunately, Vadim was eventually identified as the victim in this case. So what we know is at about the same time as the effigy was burned, there was a report of a body in a tent that was potentially bleeding out. And when officers made it to the tent, they did discover, and it is believed to be this tent right here, they did discover, yes, there was a deceased man inside.
Oh.
It is a really hard investigation because the crime scene is gone. The town was broken down within, 24 to 36 hours of the finding of this body, and it's gone. And the people there, too, are kind of in the wind. Now, yes, the police are investigating. They did kind of lock this town down the best they could for a minute so that they could try to investigate. But again, kind of impossible to do that with this venue. And so they don't know very much. But a few things are coming to light. So, and this is from Hollywood Reporter. Hold on a minute. I got to delete something so I can add another picture.
Oh.
Wait.
Dang StreamYard limiting us.
Right. Hopefully that's the right thing. Okay. So there is a woman who notified a Hollywood Reporter and told them that, and she's remaining anonymous, but she said that she had a bad feeling come over her as they started to burn the totem, the Burning Man, and so she decided to leave. So she and her partner were leaving. They said that they figure about 90% of the people that were attending were at the center grounds to watch the namesake event. Obviously, that's kind of, a big deal of being there. But they were leaving. So she said she and her group drove out of Black Rock City and they were approached by a woman she described as an Israeli in her 50s or 60s and wearing a red dress. She says this woman flagged them down and they rolled down the window. She was super calm, but she told them that someone in her tent was bleeding out and might be dead.
Ooh.
So they asked her if she had checked his pulse, and she said she didn't want to touch him. So these guys had Starlink, so they used Starlink to call a Black Rock Ranger that they knew and let them know. And they let the sheriff's office know, and then, of course, they found this body that, again, it took several days to identify as it indeed being Vadim. There's very little being said at this point. The police are trying to investigate, but again, participants are gone. The town is erased from the map, as it is every year. The crime scene is gone. It's a really tough situation.
Do they have like his tent and belongings?
I don't know. I would assume they do. The police themselves have said very little.
Was he found in his own tent or in someone else's tent?
No, it sounds like he was found in someone else's tent.
Okay.
So people are saying things. There was a post on Reddit from someone asking for info for Vadim's family. And there's been a few things posted that are quite interesting. This person says, we walked past a Jeep Cherokee parked 20 feet from where the body was found at 8:50 p.m. Saturday night. Vadim was found around 11, I believe. On our way back to watch the man burn, we returned at 10:15 to a crazy crime scene. Our belief is that the Cherokee was gone by then. It was definitely gone by morning. They have a picture of the Cherokee that they did send to the police, but they do feel like that car was pulled in a weird way and didn't seem to have been at Burning Man until that moment. Maybe they weren't sure, but they felt like that was a strange thing to see. That was one thing. Of course, we also have the girl who ran into the weird guy. There's another story from a man and his girlfriend had been invited to some guy's RV to get some what they called party favors. I'm sure you can put two and two together. But she was gone for kind of a long time, and this was all during that period. She was gone for kind of a long time, so he was like, what the hell? So he goes to find her and goes in there. And this is what he posted on Reddit. He says, I spoke to Detective Nelson because we had an unsettling interaction with an unhinged man. My girlfriend had been invited by an older man to his RV to gather party favors. When she didn't return for a long time, I went to check on her and quickly realized this man was unstable. The first thing he told me before I even knew about the murder was that he missed the burning of the man because he spent 3 hours cleaning blood out of his RV. He claimed that he had met someone who told him, I am a killer and I want to murder someone. I'd like to slit your throat. According to him, they got into an altercation after that. He didn't specify how it ended, but he did go on and on about how he hated tough guys. Before telling us this, he was loud, laughing erratically and cracking jokes. But once he shared that story, his tone shifted. He became serious, saying he had a very dark side, that he suffered from a fractured personality, and that this was the reason he didn't leave his RV often. And then, just as suddenly, he switched back to being overly cheerful, unhinged, and making sexual comments towards both me and my girlfriend. The conversation then turned disturbing when he started sexualizing his 12-year-old son. He told me about how hard his body was and that he taught him everything he knows and that he had a real gift. At that point, I got my girlfriend and myself out of the RV as quickly as possible. The first thing I told her afterward was that one day we'd find out this man was truly a murderer. When we later heard the news, we immediately called the sheriff's office. Being inside that RV was wild, disturbing, and very stressful. Party favors are not worth the situation sometimes. Also, I'm not saying it was him, but rather that his story coincided with the timing of the murder since they both happened during the burning of the man. Yeah.
Weird.
Really weird. Yeah.
Creepy.
Really creepy. Yeah.
And where would the blood have come from? Like,
don't know, because he was bleeding in the tent. Is it possible that he was stabbed in the RV and stumbled out of the tent or the RV and made it to that tent where he collapsed and bled out? Is that story even true?
Right.
Is that guy just
hallucinating the whole time?
Flat crazy? He was just saying inappropriate things about his 12-year-old. The 12-year-old wasn't there. He was just referring to his son.
Good. That was my question. Is kid was there?
No,
Jesus.
he was just referring to his kid, and they were just super uncomfortable with the stuff he was saying. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
scary.
So, with those stories and others that people are talking about weird things that they saw, I really hope this is a if you see something, say something moment where people will continue to come forward to law enforcement and let them know what happened, what they saw, even if it doesn't seem that significant, that they still bring it forward because this is going to be a tough one to crack without major help from party goers or from Burning Man goers. Otherwise, I don't know. I can't imagine what it's going to take unless there is some DNA on the body that could be tracked back to the killer, and that's always a chance too. I mean, this is only about a week old. This didn't happen that long ago, 9 days ago, I think.
Hmm.
But a
And
couple more
maybe they have
pictures,
some witnesses that they're not talking about too.
and that could be true as well. Yeah. So a
I
couple
hope
more
so, for
pictures
this
of
guy's
Vadim.
sake.
Right, and his poor family. There is a GoFundMe trying to help his family get money together to be able to take him back to his country to be buried. It sounds like he'd been living in Washington.
Hmm. Okay.
This is an art installation at Burning Man that he helped to build.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what we know. People
Wow.
that go to Burning Man are worried that this is going to give Burning Man a bad name. And, in all the years of having Burning Man, they've had some deaths, but never a murder before. I would say this doesn't need to give Burning Man a bad name, considering that murders happen everywhere.
There's plenty
But
of other stuff that gives Burning Man a bad name, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. And yet, some of the people that go there, find it to be an absolutely amazing experience. But at
They
any
do.
rate, very
That's
sad
true.
that this happened for the victim and for his family and friends that, especially friends that were there that just
Yeah,
lost track of him
God,
and didn't know what happened. And
what a
can you
horrible
imagine that?
experience.
It's time to pack up and go home and he's just in the wind.
And then you find out it's because somebody killed him. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's terrible. Idaho
So
Wildlings
sad.
said that their costumes have been at Burning Man many times.
Oh, that's
That's
very
very cool.
cool. Yeah, amazing.
You
There
should
was a
post some of your
wedding at
costumes
Burning
over in
Man.
our Discord. We'd love to see them.
Oh, please do. Yeah. There was a wedding at Burning Man this time too that I didn't bring any pictures to this show, but if you look them up, it was wow, amazing. Amazing stuff.
I think that a lot of Burning Man has become a real bougie rich person's thing, which is weird to say because of where they're going and what they're doing.
Mhm.
But some people go in these huge, lavish motorhomes
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff
Oh
that
yeah.
would make my motorhome look like a hovel.
Like a
And
matchbox
it's
car.
not. It's quite nice, but it's nothing compared to those ginormous ones that are
Oh
like
yeah.
$200,000 and
Or
insane.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, on TikTok I was seeing a RV rental company that sends a lot of their RVs to Burning Man and kind of shape they come back in and kind of insurance claims that have to be made and stuff and whoo.
That just does not sound like a fun job to me.
Right? Well, they make a ton of money doing it, I think, but
They must to make it worth it.
yeah. Yep. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this one. If there, is updates on it, we'll certainly update you on it. I worry that just because of the nature of how this happened, that
Might be real hard to solve,
this
yeah.
killer is in the wind. Yeah, but hopefully, yeah, that there'll be a good outcome for the family and friends of the victim. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you for.
Some Mormon Misdeeds.
There you go.
It's not often that I get to bring you good news when we're talking about Mormon misdeeds, but there is some good news.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, in 2023, we talked about a child sexual abuse case in Arizona
Mm-hmm.
where a man had abused all three of his children, including his infant daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and finally had been arrested for it. And while he was in jail, he took his own life.
Yeah.
It became really important for the victim, the oldest victim, well, and all the victims, to be able to sue the Mormon Church because their father had reported on multiple occasions to multiple Mormon Church leaders that he had been sexually abusing his children. And they told no one. I think
Yeah.
at one point they did tell their mother, who also did not protect them, but they did not tell the authorities.
Mm-hmm.
And this became one of those stories where the Mormon Church said that this was happening in that he was telling these things in confessional type appointments, and so they weren't allowed to tell. Which, let's just clear it up right now. Mormons don't have confessional. That's bullshit. They don't have it.
No.
He had at one point told a bishop,
Yeah.
and he was actually excommunicated for what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't tell the police that he was abusing his children. So even though he was excommunicated from the Mormon Church, he just continued to molest his kids.
Yeah.
Which is just hideous and disgusting.
It's horrific. Yeah.
Well, in 2023, this lawsuit went before the Arizona Supreme Court, and the Arizona Supreme Court dropped the lawsuit and said, well, sorry, our laws protect clergy in confessional style meetings, and the Mormon Church is not responsible. And we were all very pissed.
Yeah.
Well, good news, guys, because a court has brought this case back to life.
Good.
For a few reasons. So, he admitted the abuse to his wife in a meeting with the bishop. You can't expect confidentiality when there are 3 people in the room. That's generally the rule, you know. He also confessed in a church disciplinary hearing. And that was a disciplinary hearing. That was not spiritual counsel. Also, there were multiple people in the room at the time.
Yeah.
And so a court has said that it should be up to a jury whether the Mormon Church is responsible for this abuse, if they were responsible to have reported or not, and whether or not the clergy exception applies in this situation. So this is back. And I am so... Can you imagine being a church going clear to a state Supreme Court to absolve you of reporting child sexual abuse? That is how disgusting this is, and it is what they did. And now this court says, nah, this is not nearly as cut and dried as they want it to be, and we think the jury should get to decide. So
this is what slays me. It wasn't even just one person that knew that these things were happening. And this is over like a decade. A decade.
Yeah, this is over a long period of time.
That
of
lots
course,
of people
called
knew.
the hotline.
Oh,
and were
sure.
told by, attorneys that they didn't have to report. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being an adult human being, hearing these things, and not saying, fuck you, I'm reporting?
Yeah.
None of these people did that. And there were multiple church leaders who knew about this over a period of time. And not one of those men, all men, went, no, these kids are going to continue to get hurt.
Yeah. My conscience can't live with this.
Forward.
I can't handle the thought of these little children being abused by their father like this.
Well,
I have to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
It's
not
absolutely
even one
horrifying.
Reported. It is. It's disgusting. And I am thrilled that this can go forward, because honestly, the only way to really hurt the Mormon Church is to hit them in the pocketbook. It's the only thing they care about. They don't give a shit about anything but money.
No.
Because if they did care, this would never have been a thing in the first place.
No.
The first time this was reported and the leader reported that, they would have been told, you call the police right now. Because that's what you actually do when someone tells you they're molesting their children. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
this case and so many others just make my stomach hurt. Also, the phrase, you don't have to report, really pisses me off. You mean it would be just such an inconvenience if you did? What do you mean you don't have to report? Oh, Thank God I don't have to report. That sounds terrible. Oh.
Right? I don't want to get involved. You don't want to get
Mm-hmm.
involved in protecting young children who
I
are
don't
being
want to get
molested by
somebody
their
in
father.
trouble.
You're
Yeah.
a shit person.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
100%. Hate it.
This is absolutely hideous.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Tall Red says Mormons have so much money it replaced God. Yeah, absolutely. There's no ethics.
No.
There's no obligations to be a good human at this point. They just care about their billions.
Yep.
You know, it's believed that the Mormon Church will be worth $1 trillion within the next 10 years or less.
Yeah.
Based on what they have now. $1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
That's the budget of an entire country.
Yep.
How could it be the budget of a church?
Yep. It's unconscionable.
Right. This man did tell a lot of people. He didn't stop, and he didn't tell the police.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was in some way seeking something. You know, he did take his life the minute, as soon as he was arrested, within just a few months of being arrested, he did kill himself. But it's just so disgusting. And I'm so pleased to see some judges standing up to this crap.
Absolutely.
Because these cases are happening all over the country.
Right. And not just
the
with
Mormon
the Mormons.
Church. It's other churches too.
It's other churches, yeah.
But it's unfathomable to me to be spending your money and your ginormous legal team going out to do the work to make sure that you don't have to report child sexual abuse.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So we're going to watch this closely. Hopefully there'll be a trial date set soon.
Yeah.
But this is going to go before an actual jury of human
What do you
beings.
think the jury's going to say?
Oh,
what do you think the jury's going to say?
Good idea.
Yeah, when they find out that for a full decade, this man had been announcing to members of his church that he was forcibly raping his children and that the church felt no obligation to stop the abuse.
Yeah. It's hideous.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very happy to see some comeuppance because honestly, it felt like a full stop when the Arizona Supreme Court said, nah, this is protected. It felt like this could never go forward.
Yep.
Are we going to see Curtin McConkie in court? Probably.
Yes.
Or some faction of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, there are attorneys that represent the Mormon Church in every state.
Yeah, it'll be Arizona. The Arizona Curtin McConkies, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be. So, that's a little win. And sometimes we just need one.
Yeah. All righty. Well, that's what we've got. So we'll be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for case updates. Haven't had case updates for a couple of weeks thanks to the Adelson trial. I'm really happy to get back to case updates. There's stuff.
I am too.
Happening in a few cases, couple of very old cases we've covered forever that we're still waiting for justice on that have some updates. Jessica Mast and Ariel or Isabella Kalua. Yeah.
Oh, and Isabella Kalua, good.
It's not a lot, but it's a little. But yeah, some things are happening. So
good. Yes,
that is coming tomorrow night. And then on Thursday, we'll be back at 3 p.m. And I want to, we haven't even talked about this, but it won't be the whole show, but I want to do an update on missing children that we have followed in the past. There's a handful of them whose cases have still not been solved, that are still missing, and I think over time we kind of forget them. So we're going to update some of those cases and at least just remind the world of who's still missing and who has not been accountable and what's going on with those cases as of now. So lots of things going on there. Any updates on Sandra Birchmore? Oh, I'll go look. I haven't heard anything in a minute, but there very well could be. Yeah, well, I'll look for that for tomorrow night.
Good idea.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like, share, follow. That helps us a ton. Thanks for being a part of the squad. And we'll see you tomorrow. This has been yet another production of the True Crime Squad.
Bye, everybody.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.